So some home exercises you can do each day. You can do this more than once a day if you'd like to. I would say definitely do it early in the morning if you can, to kind of loosen things up in the right position. And I'd also say before you do any kind of gym workouts, I would say doing this as a warm-up or before throwing would be a great idea too. The first exercise is we're going to take our foam roller. I'm going to work on some mid-back extension. So hands behind the head. I want you to lift your hips up and just massage that tissue on either side of your spine for a minute or two. If you want to spend more time on this, you totally can. Then I want you to put your hips down and then arch back. So elbows can be tucked in or tilted out a bit, whatever feels most comfortable. The goal here really is to expand that upper back. So I'm trying to go from here to upper back extension, all right? So spend some time with the roller nice and high, kind of like a little bit above chest level. Some time with your foam roller right at chest level and a little bit below chest level. Shouldn't hit the lower back, but it should hit that thoracic spine nicely. The next thing we want to do is loosen up that subscapularis. So that's that armpit kind of area. I want you to lie on your right side with the foam roller kind of in that armpit area. You might need to rotate out or rotate in to really find a spot. And from there, I have my right arm in front of me, and I'm just going to wave back and forth. So doing this rotation pattern of external rotation and internal rotation is going to help loosen up that subscapularis. That muscle is what pulls our arm in. The hypothesis here is that when your right arm is up and back behind you, which is the original injury, the arm for you protects itself by turning in. So that when you try to throw that ball or do pressing exercises, it's just furthering that pattern that's kind of irritating the rotator cuff. So I'd say spend about a minute or two there, all right, and make sure it feels nice and comfortable. The next exercise is we're going to lie on our left side. So I'm lying on my left side. I'm going to use my left hand to support my right bicep, and then from here I'm going to raise my right arm up. So head can be supported with a pillow, lying on my left side, left arm supporting my right bicep, and then raising my arm up and just rotating through my shoulder. For this one, I'd like 3 sets of 8 to 10. You did it with a 3-pound weight today really well, so I'd say it's a great exercise for you with that amount of weight. In the future, if you want to do a 4 or 5-pound weight, that's fine. If you're having a day where it feels a little achy, you can only do 2 or 1, that's fine too. The next exercise is going to be an arm bar exercise. So I want you to lay on a yoga mat or just on the ground, holding on to a 5-pound weight in your hand. It can be a kettlebell, dumbbell, weight plate, that's all fine. While you're holding onto that weight in your right hand, I want you to turn your head, chest, and hips to your left, and then back. The idea here is that you're turning your chest and your pelvis and your head all to the left while maintaining that right arm in that same arm path to open up the chest wall and work on the shoulder stabilizers. For me personally, I like to do this on both sides. So I might do 10 or 12 and then switch hands and go to the other side. If you're short on time, you can just stick with your right arm, but I would try to do about 10 or 12 reps, nice and slow and controlled, really making sure that arm stays steady the entire time. All right, next we're gonna do is some external rotation work with that right arm. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna show my left arm close to you. I'm gonna pull the band back. So the band, I give you the red band, attach it on this thing around chest level. Pull the band back, then I'm gonna raise up my camera here. After we row the band back, we are going to move our hand into external rotation, almost like we're cocking the ball back a little bit. So pull the band back, flip your wrist back, and then press straight up. Still probably can't see me exactly how I want to. So I'm gonna pull the band back, flick my hand back, and then press straight up. So the band is pulling me straight down. It's constantly trying to put me in the position that was the initial injury. I need to counteract that with those external rotators. So I'm trying to keep my wrist stacked over my elbow the entire time. My forearm is a little bit in front of my body, and then I press straight up. All right? If there's too much tension there, just take a step forward, or don't press the weight of the band up quite so high. But for that one, I want 2 rounds of 8. If you want to give yourself a rest to the left arm and move to the right arm, give your right arm a little rest and move to the left arm, you totally can. If you do want to just do the injured right arm, that's fine too. And then finally, the last exercise is going to be a Y raise. So we're going to hold on to, you did 2-pound weights in the clinic. In the future, you might be able to bump it up to 3. That's totally good. But don't be in a huge hurry. The idea here is we're going to raise our arms up in this Y shape. So not straight out to the sides, not straight overhead, but a Y shape here. Most people kind of get out a little bit too wide here. Think a little bit more vertical. All right, and that Y shape is going to be bent over. So I'm going to push my hips back, bring my chest down, arms in a Y shape with the 2 or 3 pound weights. and try to hold up top for a second. That's gonna really contract those lower trapezius muscles and stretch out that pec minor. So 2 rounds of 8 to 10 reps with 2 or 3 pounds, and that'll do it. Let me know how these exercises go, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.